Well, hello there, everyone. Boy, are you in for a treat today? Let me just say that it's going to be a good one. It's a good thing you're here because we have the amazing Natalie Drummond with us. Woohoo! It's going to be so much fun to get to know her a little bit and hear what she does, what she specializes in, just more about her in general. She's way cool. Let me just say that you're going to want to be friends with Natalie. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is Live at the Loom. Woohoo! Yay! It's sunny here today, which we'll take. We've had ridiculous rains for the last few days, and then we had a little bit of snow, and now it's sunny. It's all good, friends. We'll take it, whatever comes. By the way, everyone, please give a warm hello and thank you to Lori, our gatekeeper, who is watching all the things, making sure that everyone behaves. Mostly me. That is her job back there. So let me say some hellos, everyone. Hi, Anne. You know what? I do I say good morning? I don't know if that I do, but Anne is always so sweet. She's like good afternoon, because it is afternoon where Anne is in Cyprus, and we love that. Hello, Anne. Hello, Connie Peterson, who had a blizzard. Woo! She said got 4 inches and lots of drifts. I can understand that. Yes. Hello, Jennifer Fowler. How are you? And Ernie DeVries is here. Oh, you're in Flagstaff. Oh, good, Ernie. Ernie said there's 3 inches on the ground and it's snowing hard. Wow. You know, I tend to forget that there are parts of that area that, depending on where you are, it's not all desert. You get some snow. That'd be great. Uh-huh. Hello. Let's see. Who else is on? Oh, Ruth is here. Hello, Ruth. And Guylaine is here. Good morning, Guylaine. How are you? Let's see. We're talking about weaving here. Jennifer says, Connie made me feel really guilty. I've only been petting my loom for months. The poor houndstooth must feel abandoned. When I finish this project for a friend, I'm going to make an effort. Jennifer, that's all right. Your houndstooth and us will be here whenever you're ready. Don't you worry, girl. Ruth just finished a large batch of 15 baby blankets. Ooh, it was so satisfying to cut everything off the loom, and now for washing and drying. Ruth, kudos, girlfriend. That is amazing. 15 baby blankets. I forget, how long was the work for that? That must have been pretty intense. Okay, I made sure to make tea right before I started. Sucker's hot. It's hot. That's the way I like it. Hello, Deb Roppel. How are you? And Carol is on. By the way, did you guys see last week with Carol and we did the tour of Mighty Finn? Come on, you guys. That was so cool. If you missed last week, go back and watch it. I promise it is so worth it. It is really. Mighty Finn is a beast and a unique one at that. It's quite the unicorn. And Carol was so sweet to walk us around and show us all the modifications and additions, and she had to repair stuff, and it was incredible. Go watch the episode from last week about Mighty Finn. It's amazing. Hello, Christy Lofton. She said cloudy and windy in southeast New Mexico, calling for up to 70-mile-an-hour gusts. Ooh, okay, that's strap in, my friend. That seems, yeah. Hello, Gemma. Gemma's here. I love that. Who else is joining us today? Oh, let's see. Liz is here. Lots of snow in the UP. No, winter is not over yet. What is it they say that the meteorological, did I say that right? Meteorological, there we go. Meteorological winter is basically done, but okay, no. Liz is like, no, I have like 2-3 more months of winter. Do you get it? Do you get snow in May, Liz? I bet you do. I bet Mother's Day you could see some of that stuff. Hello, Mary Howard, and Ellen is on. Ellen is here just for a few minutes. Ellen, we're so glad that you can join us. Hello, Cindy from Prince Edward Island. Look at all the fun. Oh, Carrie said I got home just in time for the group. I've been feeding and watering my guest. Oh, we may need more information, darling. What kind of guest are we talking? Hello, Susan Cox. How are you? Look at all the pretty faces today. Oh, so nice to see everyone. Sam is here. Maureen is here. Hello. Sherry is on. She said, oh, the new puppy. She's a new puppy. Okay. Okay. All Hey, Lori, we're not syncing up yet. We'll get there. Yes, Sherry has a new puppy. Who loves the snow. Oh, see, there we go. She didn't get the memo that Live at the Loom was on. Mm-hmm. Well, that's was that 24? Was that 24 yard? It must be. Is that right, Ruth? Is that what that was? Sue Ann Sullivan is here. Donna Cunningham is here. Woohoo! Let's see. Look at all the fabulous faces. I love that. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to see you. Okay, so I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to chat with our new best friend, Natalie Drummond. So tell me how your projects are. What is happening in your corner of the world? Ruth gets to take a break because she just finished 15 baby blankets. That sounds like a lot, darling. So you get a timeout. I know you have little children, so maybe it's like a short timeout, but you get a little rest. Carrie said her guest is a human guest, primary school friend from the UK. Okay, thank you for explaining, Carrie. Yes, thank you. Yes. Yeah, Ruth says 24-yard warp. Chasing children and typing is not efficient. That would be, yeah. Mm-hmm. I can understand that. Yes. Uh-huh. Liz says they have had snow in the UP. I believe it. Okay. All right. Ellen says she finished the cloth for ponchos, Mobius shawls, ready to sew. Fabulous. And I forget, Ellen, is the sewing, you wait for like a whole bunch and then you sit down and sew them all? Is that how you usually tackle that? Let's see. Sam says she finished her cats project. Nice. Adding different colors for cats 2.0. See, Sam, this is part of why we love your methodical brain, is that you have already thought, here's what I'm gonna start with, here's what's coming next. Like you already have things lined up, which is awesome. And cats, that's, yes, please. What else do we need? That sounds awesome. Let's see. Carol says last of the rugs are off of Fergus. I'll be selling him to make room for the newest loom. Okay, Carol, we saw the notice in the Acting Creative community that you may have purchased another loom. So we will need more information about the other loom that you, if I recall, the note says you may or may not have purchased a loom. So you clarify for us what the Okay, Connie says I'm starting to roll on my long warp with the lost cross. Oh, okay, that'll take a long time as it is very tangled. That is part of the challenge, isn't it? Is that if you lose the cross, you have to kind of make things up, and you can do it. You absolutely can. However, it takes longer. We commend you. Hats off to you, Connie, for tackling that, because we've all been there. I'm pretty sure most of us have been there. Yes. Guylan says I am finally finishing my last towel of 6. Oh, nice. And I'm trying to decide on the next project. Do you want to do cats? Because it sounds like Sam has
oh no,
what? Hi, Lori. Okay, that was fun. I like a little spontaneity. Just keeping me on my toes, are you, Lori? Okay, all right. Okay, we're here. We're all right. That was Lori, everyone. Hi, Lori. Yes, Guylan, let us know. Sam has a cat pattern if you want to try that. That would be awesome. Hello, Emily. Good day. Weaving away here. It is Emily, right? Weaving away here in the sunshine after 3 gray days. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, sister, because the sun is out. I'm like, what is this glowing ball in the sky? That's we'll take it. Mary Howard says she's added one more color done on the Dress Your Loom course. Yes. Only have about 5 more to go. Had to take some time off to move stuff to my shelves. By the way, Mary, she sent me a picture, which was so sweet, but she had a carpenter come in and build these shelves like custom for her space. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I was drooling a little bit over beautiful weaving spaces. Don't you love that? That's part of what I think the studio tours are so fun, because you can see ideas from other people and what they've done in their space and how they work and their equipment and all the good things. Cindy is working on striped towels on 8 shafts. Nice. And finishing the granddaughter's towel. She doesn't want to weave anymore after 3 inches. Cindy, remind me how old the granddaughter is. I remember you had told us beforehand that she was coming over, and wasn't sure how long that was going to last. But that's lovely. She started a project for you. See, this is yeah. We are all over the place here, friends. We'll get our crap together. Just bear with us. Ellen says she does the sewing one finished warp at a time. Oh, as you go. Okay, gotcha. All right, excellent. See, but you're an amazing person who actually likes to sew and does the sewing. That's yes. Okay, Carol says she did in fact buy a loom. It said 8 shafts, 16 treadles. Is that what that is? A Gilmore Jack rug loom. I just didn't want to admit it. Carol, we are here for you. We are. You know that we will never tell you not to buy a loom. You know that this is what our community really excels at. We will encourage you to buy the loom, buy the yarn, buy the stuff. Yes. You don't have to ever worry about that. This is a shame-free space. I promise you, right? Sam says the cat pattern requires 8 shafts, just as a reminder. Okay, Lori, do you see all the comments? Everyone's like, hi, Lori. That makes me so happy. All right. Hello, Lisa. I'm currently working on an overshot pattern. Ooh. Is it called 1979? Because that's a great name for a pattern. It is a wall hanging / skirt. Oh, what an interesting combination. I like it. So you put on enough for both. Is that what you mean, my friend? I like that. That's awesome. 1979. Mm-hmm. Carol, who's always quick for a response. See, this is in response to Sam saying that the cats need 8 shafts. We're supposed to have our ducks in a row. I have chickens and they're everywhere. We know you have a whole little farm kind of barnyard action going right there. We know. Hello, Sky. I have a small project on a frame loom nearly finished and a floor loom ready to dress. How wonderful. It seems my problems are starting and finishing. Once this going is great. Sky, you are not alone. We hear you. It's yeah. It's yes. In the middle, great. Cruising along, yeah. Although I gotta be honest, I would say I don't really have trouble starting a project. My interest can wane somewhere in the middle, but yeah. It's yeah. All right, friends. You know, we mentioned things earlier. Here, let me put this right up here though. You know, we have a Facebook group. It's called the Acting Creative Community, and it's an ongoing group where you can share pictures and images, and those are the same thing. See, words. Mm-hmm. Anyways, if you do Facebook already, come over and join us at the Acting Creative Community, where we will embrace you with lots of virtual hugs and tell you to buy all the stuff. That is, yes. Also, let me mention something here is that we have redone the Acting Creative Insiders. Friends, it's so good. I can't wait for y'all to try it. We have kind of reworked the different tiers of the membership, and we have a specific tier that's going to be an online Weavers Guild. Oh, we're so excited because we have people that they're not anywhere close to a Weavers Guild, or maybe they are close to a Weavers Guild, but it's just not quite the right fit. So we wanted to make sure that we created an atmosphere where everyone was welcome and they can get a lot out of this kind of online community. You can see each other and share projects, and it's just I'm so excited. So to celebrate that, let me put up a couple things here so you know what's happening here. It's through the membership is on Patreon. It's called the Acting Creative Insiders. There is our little thing right there. If you just type in Patreon and Acting Creative. But to celebrate the relaunch of everything, if you're a newbie and you want to try things out, we have a special code for you for the month of March. Go check out the combo tier, which is all the community and the education part, and you can get half off for the month. Look at that, all the fun things. Okay, friends, we went through things pretty quickly, but I want to make sure we have plenty of time to hang out with our friend Natalie. She is getting settled. She's almost ready. Okay, let me come back here. By the way, friends, be sure to put up questions for Natalie so that we can get to know her better. Let's add her to the stage. There she is. Hello, Natalie.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining me. First of all, let's just say that Indiana Weavers, I'm telling you, there's something special here, right?
Two thumbs up.
Natalie is out of the Fort Wayne area, right? Natalie, is that where you are?
I am. I was born and raised in Virginia, but moved to the Fort Wayne area in 1994. So
Ooh,
now
very nice.
I've moved north, and this is what you'll see in my studio about 3 years ago during the pandemic in Fremont, Indiana.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm really east of you, where
Yes, about
where
2
you
hours. That's what I'm guessing, right? 2-ish.
or under maybe.
Or under. Oh, see, I drive like a granny, so probably at least 2. That's probably.
Hey.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. I love that. Well, if you've been here since 94, I think that means you're fully a Hoosier. I think that's.
Yes, I am a Westerner.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I thought I would start us off with kind of a softball and just say, when you introduce yourself to folks, how do you introduce? Clearly, you're a weaver, but you do so much more than that. So, share a little bit about yourself, if you wouldn't mind.
I do. Well, I probably got in before I got into weaving. I was probably more heavily into sewing and also felting.
Oh, how cool.
Anyways, and sometimes I will incorporate bits of pieces of my weaving from a sample into a felting. So it started that way, but I also was wanting to badly pick up weaving. And once I picked up weaving really encompasses everything that I do.
Nice.
So I love
that.
textiles. I just, growing up with a textile history and again, background in sewing, Singer sewing machine manager many, many years ago.
Whoa, that's hardcore.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan. So, which is where I was living at the time. And then, for a while, I'm a lifelong educator. I was in education.
Love that.
So love teaching and learning.
Yeah.
Professional development. But anyways, left with the education after 25 years, public education, with the idea of getting it back into the fiber arts. And so that's what I've been doing for quite a while.
Yeah.
First,
now, Natalie, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, I think so. What's so cool is that when I see your work, like when I think of deflected double weave, I think of you instantly. Like I think you've really brought that so much to the forefront. Can you explain to folks a little bit about what goes into deflected double weave? By the way, the picture, I put up a picture last night that was from your website, which showed that. Yeah, which if anyone's unfamiliar with it, you guys, it is so cool. So yeah, Natalie, if you could explain just kind of the basics of that, that'd be awesome.
So deflected double weave is a structure that I really became intensely interested in. It is, in contrast to a true double weave, people may be familiar with double weave in that it's 2 layers of plain weave that interact together. Well, with deflected double weave, you get small layers as well, but you get cells of plain weave that are surrounded by warp and weft floats. And what happens when you take it off tension and you start to wash that up, the magic happens as the fibers start to move into places. So I really became interested in that and started studying that intensely.
Nice.
So what people, a lot of the introduction to earlier deflected double weave, because it's really, when you compare it to something like an overshop that's been around for hundreds of years,
right?
Deflected double weave is a relatively newer structure, with it being probably first introduced in around 1957-ish by Mary Meigs Atwater.
Oh, it's that new. I didn't know that.
Yes. So that's a good little tidbit out there.
That's great.
So, and then of course, Madeline Vanderhoot has wonderful deflected double weave.
She's my favorite. I love her.
A lot of times she was focused on differential shrinkage. So when I started exploring it, I wanted to work with color and working with simple block color and design. And I wanted to focus really about the deflection that can happen. Because you can get a lot of change and I'll show you some samples when we step into my studio. You can get a lot of change in that process.
Yeah.
So it's a block weave. It's a simple block weave. And it's, again, you've got plain weave surrounded by warp and buff floats.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to show off color. So,
nice. And Natalie, can I ask you a question? What does deflected mean exactly? What does that mean in this context?
Okay, that concept of the term deflected means that it's going to deflect, or the key word is move.
Ooh.
Into open spaces that are created. So when you have these warp floats and then some weft floats, well, you know, what happens is it might look, let's say it would make, the way it's going to manifest itself on the woven cloth is you as a weaver are going to see stripes.
Ooh, okay.
Stripes, horizontal stripes.
Okay.
Are going to maybe surround some areas of plain weave. And so rather than this deflection that you might see when you leave, you might see a lot of rectangular or square shapes. But what's going to happen when you take it off tension, off the loom, is you're going to start to see them move.
Ooh.
Or deflect. So you'll get these interesting shapes. That
Very cool.
So, and I'll show you some of those when we step into the studio. Right now, what I have here in front of me is a project board, which is one of the key things. I spend a lot of time planning my deflected double weave because it's important that we look at hue color. It's important that we look at the value of the yarns depending on what we want to weave.
Yeah.
So, and I like to create colorful weavings. I have started doing a lot of dyeing. I like to work with sustainable fibers.
I was going to ask if you dyed those. Are those yours? Did you dye?
I dyed almost all of them, or also in one of them I did not dye. I purchased a painted warp and I'm experienced putting it into a tannin bath. So right now I do a lot of tannin dyeing. I like to think that I can now create any type of palette that I want to weave with.
Yeah.
So I can create some light colors.
Nice.
I can create some tone in my weaving.
Yeah.
By taking some of my ice dyed yarns.
Wow. Did you say ice dyed?
Ice dyed.
Ooh.
And these have been ice dyed. And putting them into so this has been this is an ice dyed yarn, and it's been put into a tannin bath.
Nice.
Here's some yarn that has been put into a tannin bath.
Okay. So
I can work with changing or shifting the colors a little bit in working with natural dyes.
Wow.
So just a great, like I said, I am about, spending a good amount of time working on the planning of the colors that I want to use.
That's so fun though. I love the color part of it. I mean, I'm such a color person myself, so I relate, Natalie. This is awesome.
So I like to teach. I do a lot of teaching. As I think you mentioned earlier, my website is nataliewoven.com.
Oh, yes. Here, I'll put that up for everybody. Let me put that up right here. I've got it handy. There we go. Yep.
I do have a teaching group that I do online. It's nice. And it's a workshop group. It's on Facebook. And there are a couple of membership questions, but it's called Deflected Double Weave and More. The and more part is I teach dyeing. Yeah. I also teach people I've done workshops in weaving woven shibori and ikat, all through using my dyeing processes, ice dyeing.
Very cool.
So I like to combine things, and I'll teach people about how they can weave with commercial yarns.
Oh yeah.
and
Perfect.
try and help them in that way. So
Now we did have a question. Someone asked about what fiber do you have in front of you? What do you have? Is it a collection of things or all the same
it
fiber?
is a collection of things. So
Okay.
thank you for asking. So I
Yeah.
do like to weave with sustainable fibers.
Mm.
So I like to use a lot of plant-based fibers, first of all,
Yeah.
for the ice dyeing process using
Okay.
active dyes. So I've got a blended silk tencel, even though the silk is a little bit animal fiber.
Okay.
Most of these are tencel.
Okay. Perfect.
This is a blend of silk and linen.
Ooh, very nice.
This is tussa silk. Again, this is an animal fiber. So again, I love this yarn because not only because of the softness, but because it works great with deflected double weave. It's a little
Ooh.
toothier and meatier
Yeah,
than
nice.
mulberry silk. So I teach people about fibers too.
How do you spell tussa?
Some alpaca.
Oh, alpaca,
100%
sure.
alpaca that I'm thinking about using them as weft yarns.
Yeah.
So bamboos, recycled cottons.
Nice.
Those are typically the main yarns that I work with.
Yeah. Natalie, how do you spell tussa?
Say it again about tussa.
Yeah, how do you spell it? I'm not familiar with that.
Tussah.
Oh, okay.
And the
All right. Just like
reason
it
why you
sounds.
might not be familiar with tussa, 95% of the silk yarns that are sold in the world are mulberry silk.
Oh.
So tussa silk has a different sheen a little bit than the mulberry silk.
Oh, interesting.
A moderate sheen, but the way this is spun, and this is spun in Switzerland. So if you and then I actually purchased this from Jane Stafford.
Oh, sweet.
So it is hard to find.
Yeah.
So I'm, working on trying to get in more tussa silk for some dyeing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, because I do love it. I love these yarns that are forgiving.
Nice.
Using them in weft.
Yeah.
So I'll try and oftentimes I'll push the boundaries of exploring and mixing fibers. That's another thing that happened.
I love that.
Probably earlier in deflected double weave.
Yeah.
There was a lot of use of zephyr and cottons, which I love zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
But zephyr is hard to find now because it's not being produced anymore. So
gotcha.
So
we did have a question. Someone asked if you do you ever dye hemp?
I just sent some hemp to a weaver friend. I can dye hemp, and that's certainly something I'll be getting into more of. I have only used a very little bit of it.
Oh, okay. We were just curious. Perfect.
So, but definitely, hemp is a sustainable fiber.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Natalie, we'd love to see some of your space if you're up for it.
Okay, so
I know, bear with us.
Go on the journey here, and we'll step into my weaving space.
Yes,
so
please. We're excited.
So here you're getting a class. I've got a little creative corner here that I'm passing.
Nice.
And I have a pretty small space to work with, but I do a lot of Zoom teaching out of here.
Nice.
So I really only have 2 looms, and that's fine. It works for me.
Yeah.
They are both 8 shaft, a wolf pup, and a baby Maycomber in the back because they work well with my body and they work well with my space.
That's so key, isn't it? Yes. Are they comfortable for you?
They're comfortable for me. I previously had a Leclerc loom, and I sold that before I moved, which was much bigger.
Oh, got it.
And because I do so much weaving, I have a little bit of tendinitis. So heavy beater boards kind of wear on those.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I just kind of surround myself with weaving and art. So there's a sample, a deflected double weave sample that I'm working on.
The top one is the deflected double weave?
The top one.
Okay. Lovely.
The bottom one is a tapestry by another Indiana weaver that I recently discovered. So
beautiful.
Laura. And so anyways, here's a cool way in which I organize a lot of my solid.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Oh, it's like a little tree.
It's a old French bottle rack, drying rack.
What?
So
That's
I can
awesome.
organize my cones that way and have them handy. I love it.
That's
Um,
fantastic.
it is. I love it. And it can hold 64 cones,
Wow.
64 cones. So anyways, so
That's
that's a great way to kind of just have a color grab there of different colors and values.
yes.
So here we go. I love surrounding myself,
Yeah.
um, with
Oh,
art.
pretty.
So this is an encosta weaving.
Is that you?
Encosta
Did you do
weaving.
that?
I did.
It's
So I'm
gorgeous.
interested in contemporary arts as well. It's a Swedish lace sample. Whoops.
Wow. Beautiful.
You can see perhaps the Swedish lace structure there, and then it's put into encaustic wax and some pastels.
Wow.
So, but I
Gorgeous.
love, but you see again, that to me, that's a color palette.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
All right. That I love to create. Okay, so here's what's on my loom right now.
Ooh.
All right.
Are these hand dyed?
Yes.
Oh,
And
gorgeous.
let's see here if I can get a closer view
Yeah. You just
of
lean
the
in
back.
close.
It's not under tension there, but there's a sample that came from the warp.
Okay.
Those are all ice dyed yarns.
Beautiful.
Now,
That's
in the
beautiful.
weaving sample, that's a 4-shaft
Uh-huh.
deflected double weave right now.
Nice.
And for those of you, I don't know if anybody has subscribed to Weft magazine.
Oh, it's a new one, right?
It's a new one that's coming out, and I have a project working with 4-shaft deflected double weave that's coming out.
Oh, that's perfect. Natalie, congratulations.
Thank you. So I do love creating deflected double weave with structure, with the
Nice.
structure. And
Yeah.
the reason why I love it is because there's so many opportunities to design with color.
Yeah. Natalie, we had a question. Can you pick up a piece so we can see the hand of the deflected double weave?
Absolutely.
She's like, yes. By the way, don't you love the light in her space? It is gorgeous. I love all the natural light. That is so cool.
Natural light. All right. So this sample has not been washed yet.
Okay.
I will show you some washed samples.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. So it's a little bit probably
That's
hard
perfect.
for you to get a feel of the hand because this is not a washed sample yet. But it is, I do teach sample weaving because it gives us a way to explore texture, color, and then also finishing. So
wow. That is
again,
beautiful. I love the fact that you're a sampler because I'm not necessarily. I do a little bit, but I know that you're pretty serious about samples, which I think is awesome and such a great study.
I never was serious about it. I hated to weave samples, and
Oh,
now
really?
I love it because if you're going to weave something new, and if you're going to really explore the structure of it,
Yep.
and if you're working with new fibers that you don't know how they're going to react,
Correct.
when you wash it up, it's really important. So that's a lot of the things, a key teaching to a lot of my classes.
I love that. That's wonderful.
All right. A little bit more about the resource space that I have.
Ooh.
So here's my sewing machine. So I'll take a sample off the loom and I'll be able to, stitch it up really quickly.
Yeah.
You'll see some bobbins of color palettes that are working with for this particular sample that I showed you.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. So, and that's basically what you see there. So I love, I mentioned earlier that I was a felter.
Oh, yes. You did say that.
Probably not going to see it, but that top bookshelf there is a little felted piece. And then above.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah, I can see it. Nice.
Is the felted piece there.
Oh, gorgeous, Natalie. So, very nice.
So, again, this piece here, again, I'm inspired by art. This little piece here is basically painted paper that I turned into fabric by a momogami process and stitched into it.
I'm sorry, by what process?
Momogami.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
It's a process. It's a Japanese technique where you can take it and they knead it.
Oh,
with their hand.
Ooh,
so lots of color palettes. You'll see a felting in the background. You'll see some ice dyed.
Which one is the ice dyed? Just so we have an idea.
The one on the upper in my screen, it's showing up on the upper left.
Is it with the teal and the brown?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. That's really cool.
So I will oftentimes use resist
Okay.
to get a look at how the colors split.
Ooh.
So that's a fun thing. And then I've got some resources that are handy above.
Nice.
I
Yes.
will show you a peek at, perhaps into, let me just show you a peek.
I love all your bobbin holders. Those are great.
They come in really handy.
Yeah, beautiful.
Especially when I'm working on a color palette and when I'm working on design, the dyeing process. So
Yeah.
here is a peek into one of my resources.
Oh, it's like tie-dyed. Oh, how gorgeous.
Ice dyeing is like modern day tie dyeing.
There we go. Beautiful. Yep, I can see it.
So here we go, ladies. So this is a way in which I study ice dyeing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really big into keeping records.
This is amazing.
So, and then I will have, here's some yarn falling out that
it happens.
I'll show you the woven piece later. But anyways,
fantastic.
I'll keep some weaving records once I have woven with it.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, that's just a peek into one of them.
That's awesome. And okay, I think that would be fun, just like sitting on a coffee table, just like as a, that's awesome.
Yep. So for the current class I'm teaching, here's like my teaching resources again.
Yep.
For the palettes that I'm creating.
Ooh,
and how I just, there's a
that gravity.
Tannin fabric that slipped out. So here is, and this has been washed, so you can get a feel of the hand.
Ooh.
So here is some deflected double weave. And a lot of people think 5/2 cottons and 5/2 tencels, that weight is so much heavier. Well, it's not heavy at all. And
that's what that is? 5/2?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I find it a lot easier for people that are in workshops to use that weight.
Right.
And also think about it. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So I can see the beautiful dyed colors. And then I'll just use, this has a Tussa silk weft and an alpaca weft. So it's really lightweight. And is it warm and soft?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So this is my newest design.
Oh, wow.
So the yarn that fell out of this book was actually leftover warp, one of them that I used in this weaving.
Wow. Natalie, it's stunning.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
Okay, so a little bit moving quicker with the studio tour.
Sure.
All right. So, moving along, again, more dyed samples that I've done.
Beautiful.
Art that inspires me. Felting. There's a little felting I did on the wall here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, pretty. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then some ice dyed ikat from my recent class here. So love the ability.
Oh, wow. Look how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. That's awesome.
So it's 5/2, again, 5/2 tencel. Mm-hmm. And let me think here. The weft is finer in that.
Okay.
All right.
That is gorgeous. We had a question, Natalie, about first of all, how do you typically wet finish? Like, how do you wash? Hot, cold? How do you typically treat your projects?
It really depends upon the fiber and what I have exposed as far as the sample. So it depends upon, do I want a cool soak, 15 minutes?
Okay.
Or if for deflected double weave, I usually teach 3 different finishing washing methods so that we can look at, so for example, let's show another sample here.
Okay. We're game.
And let's go to this Loom tour and I'll answer this question.
Ooh,
so there's a deflected double weave that I'm working on right now.
It's beautiful.
All right. So, and then here's my wash sample. Let's put that down on the Loom so you can. All right. So for that particular sample, I didn't really need to. I put that in tepid water
Okay.
for 15 minutes.
Okay.
If I'm working with a lot of wool-based yarns, which one of these is a wool-based yarns, I'm not going to do on, like, if it's lamb's wool, I'm really not going to put it into really hot water
Okay.
if I don't need
You
to
don't need
in
to.
order
Sure.
for it to deflect.
Yeah.
All
Nice.
right. So,
Very cool.
but anyways, and I'm also only using one yarn in here. That's this yarn here.
Okay.
All right. This is an alpaca wool blend. All
wow,
right.
gorgeous.
It's
Yeah.
80%, and that's a knitting yarn.
Oh.
Made my
Oh, intriguing.
So I don't do knitting, but I do appreciate we have a great knitting store in Fort Wayne, Knitting Off Broadway.
Nice.
And this
Shout out.
happens to be from Rowan.
Wow.
And it's a lace weight, and they make great wefts.
Very
So
cool.
for those of you who are knitters, I teach people how they can look into the stash, perhaps, and find a nice lace weight yarn to use as a weft.
Yeah, as a weft. By the way,
There's
your
the
shuttle was
back.
gorgeous, Natalie. That shuttle was stunning. Did you paint that?
I did not. That is, so I like to use shacked shuttles for deflected double weave because I can get the effect of 2 selvages.
Nice.
So it has a low profile. Here's a lot of the weft yarns that whoops, sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right.
Here's a lot of the weft yarns that I sampled.
Oh, look at you. You're so organized. That's amazing.
Okay, so and it's giving me the reverse view, but so
sure. No, we can read it. Okay.
So, but going back, and this is, again, here is kind of a sample palette that I was experimenting with.
Wow.
So I have what I like to call an artist notebook.
Yeah.
And I'll just flip through here.
Sure.
I can put sketches in it. I can put pieces of felt fabric that I felted.
Yeah.
I can put my weaving thrums in here.
I love it.
I can, there's more felting and stitching. I know somewhere here's a color palette. Nice. I use them primarily for color. So this is a little deflected double weave sample.
Okay.
These were some of my color palette studies from the fabric I dyed.
Nice.
All right. Some felting there.
Wow.
So, and some silk weaving.
Yeah.
Mulberry silk.
Very nice.
And then a lot of color palettes with ice dyeing.
That's so fun. And we have many people are like, okay, your records organization are amazing. That is very commendable. We can all strive to be more organized like you. That's incredible.
Well, I sell my work at the Orchard Gallery of Fine Arts, as well as my website.
Nice.
So, I do spend a lot of time studying when I'm developing new color palettes, how the dyes are going to interact together.
Yeah.
How it's going to manifest itself. Do you know what I mean? So that I'm ready to teach it.
Right.
That I can give my participants some solid sound advice, not only in weaving, but in dyeing as well.
That's awesome. Oh, we have a couple more questions for you. Mr. Tom asked, how do you attach the samples to the pages? Are you gluing them? Are you taping them? How do you get them to stick?
How do I get them to stick? I will. So a lot of times it depends. In this book, I will stitch them in.
Stitch them in. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So like I have a stitch cloth book, but so the smaller samples that you see, like the indigos, I like to use an acid-free tape because this is just my artist notebook.
Okay.
So I'll use a double-sided acid-free tape and I'll just kind of put them in, or I can stitch them in.
Very cool. I wouldn't have thought stitching them. That's awesome. We had another question that asked, what types of items do you use your fabric for? Do you do mostly wearables? We saw some wall art. Is that kind of what you stick with?
Everything focuses around weaving. So I'll do wearables mostly. mostly scarves. So, and then here's a sample, but I also will
Beautiful.
do some 2D art with stitching.
Ooh, very nice.
Um, so, for example, let's see. These are mostly just samples.
Uh-huh.
So here's a piece of weft kasuri. So like I would
Ooh,
probably put that into or work that into a 2D art piece.
yeah, beautiful.
All right. So, but again, mostly again, I do wearables. I sell those. That's my primary.
Very nice. And then Gemma, who is in Switzerland, she says she was talking about the Tussa silk. She said she got a sample to spin once, and she asked if you get the Tussa from it looks like Spiker Handwork in Switzerland. Is that where you got yours from?
Well, Jane Stafford orders from there.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, you said that. Yes, yeah,
And my
from Jane
friend that
Stafford.
is in the Netherlands, she taught me, I mean, she sent me the link to that, but they have so much. I wouldn't be interested in buying it in probably the largest bulks, and the shipping would be
Outrageous, right?
yeah. So
Yes.
that's a problem for me. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the bulk buy yarns. They're going to put it, it's available through Henry's Attic. And I'm
Okay.
thinking about putting in a smaller order through the bulk buy yarns Facebook website group.
Got it. Got it. How wonderful. Do we have more of the space to see, or was that we saw some
That
good things?
is pretty
It's
much that's the
gorgeous.
space.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I could always
amazing.
spend more time. Most of the
That's
time you'll
incredible.
see there I have a camera that usually when I'm teaching on Zoom.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm usually now running 2 cameras. So I'll
Oh
have
yes.
views where they can see just the close up of what I'm weaving and what I'm demonstrating.
Very cool.
So that is
That is wonderful.
that's really, why this is here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can kind of zoom in while I'm
Perfect.
teaching. And
All
so
that technical
anyways,
stuff.
that's the space is pretty small, but I make it work for me.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. How wonderful. Now, Natalie, what's the best way that people can find more about you and your work and sign up for a website, all that kind of, or your email list, all that kind of good stuff?
So I do have a newsletter. I really don't do a lot with newsletter,
That's okay.
maybe once a month. But when I'm going to offer a new class, I'll
Mm-hmm.
send out a newsletter. You can sign up for my newsletter by going to my website, nataliewoven.com. And if you
Excellent.
scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, you can sign up for news.
How wonderful.
Then the second way that people
Uh-huh.
more frequently sign up is
Uh-huh.
the Facebook group, Deflected, Double Weave, and More with Natalie Woven.
Love that.
It has a couple of membership questions, and so people can sign up. And people hear about it then, so I'll post, hey, everybody,
Yeah.
thinking about running a new class on such and such a date. Is there any interest in that? And people will, respond if they're interested.
Yeah.
And then when I post the workshop in my website, then I can link them the sign up.
To sign up. Yes. Do you know, we had a question about your dragonfly piece on the window there.
Oh my goodness. For those of you that get Handwoven magazine, I just enlarged that. Can you see that?
We could see the dragonfly piece, yes, on the windows. Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you that have heard of the book Sheer Delight,
Oh.
woven
Ooh.
currencies, this is hand woven by one of the Inger Harrison.
Okay.
The designer that is one of the designers in this book, and this is woven by Inger. So
Beautiful.
I taught in-person teaching as well. So she took a deflected double weave class, and she was doing depth cleaning.
Wow.
And so she sold me this woven transparency.
It is stunning. That is really, really cool.
It is stunningly beautiful. Although it certainly interests me, and I love it. As far as the time, right now, I'm really just still kind of exploring this whole deflected double weave concept, creating new weaves, creating new colorways.
Yeah. I can understand that. I think it's a good thing to appreciate what others are doing and then still stick with, what you want, what you're really passionate about. That's wonderful.
Absolutely. So
yeah, fantastic. Well, Natalie, this has just been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us and letting us kind of meet you and see your space. And everyone, go over and check out Natalie's website and sign up for her email list and the Facebook group or all the things. She's the coolest. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for spending
Thank
some
you,
time with
Chris.
us.
I'm so glad that we finally
I
that
know
you
we finally connected.
and we finally connected. It's like I would travel to see you, and then I don't know. I mean, you were busy,
We just
perhaps,
missed
but
each other. We just keep missing each other. So I'm glad we figured that out. So thank you so
thank
much,
you
my
so
friend.
much,
Thank
and it's
you.
been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Okay, you guys, how cool is she? That is just, I'm gonna leave her website up there just for you can jot that down. She's awesome, isn't she? And boy, as I was watching her like move through her space and show her work, I just kept thinking, okay, this is such a like her stuff looks so rich and complicated and wonderful. A very different style from anything that I've ever tried. So cool. So you guys, be sure to check out Natalie and all of her good stuff. She's awesome, isn't she? That was so fun to have her with us for a little bit. Yes. Okay. So let's finish strong, shall we? If you didn't catch it, friends, this week on Tuesday was the 5-year anniversary for Handwoven Experience. Can you believe that? 5 years. I was practicing with Laura. We need to do the confetti. We'll do it. There we go. I have the confetti. Look at, see, I can learn things. 5 years, friends. 5 years of sharing little weaving nuggets and information about patterns and tools and all. It's just so wonderful. And the truth is, of course, none of that happens without you cheering me on. So yes, thank you, Sky. Sky says yes. Congratulations. Thank you so much. So so that was the episode for this week. Was just like a little, congratulations to all of us, because it doesn't happen with just me. It happens with all of us. And let's see, we talked about Active Creative Community. Go join the Facebook group. I'll put this up here while we're chatting about it right there. Go check us out there. If you love Natalie's stuff and you want more, she's got a Facebook group too, Deflected Double Weave and more. So go see what kind of cool things she has happening right there. What else for us? Oh, friends, do you know what's coming right around the corner? April Weave Along. April Weave Along is coming, if you can imagine that. It feels like we just clicked over to a new year, and now we are in March, and the Weave Along is coming very soon. Stay tuned. The big announcement will be on the 17th of March, and then the Facebook group doors will open on the 24th. You're under no obligation to do the Facebook group. Of course, you can kind of follow along. Just do your own thing. I will pop in every week to help you stay on track. But stay tuned. There'll be a lot more good information about the April Weave Along, including the pattern. That'll be coming on the 17th. So mark your calendars. And lastly, if you aren't already getting the love notes from me on Wednesdays, this week was on Tuesday because of the anniversary, but on Wednesdays, I typically like to send out a little love note from me to you, just to say, here is all the good things. Here are all the good things that are happening, and make sure that you have all of the great links and access to things that can help you in your weaving journey. So if you aren't yet getting the love notes, I would invite you, come on over. Let's see. Okay. Lori is so smart. She's like, do not forget that the clocks change this weekend. If clocks change for us here, Lori, is it in Europe too? I know they're different. Is that right? Tell me. Okay. Wait. Carrie says the clock next week. So for, okay. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys figure that out. But yes, here in the States, in Indiana, that's really all that matters. Where I am going to move my clock on Saturday night. So check with the World Wide Web to be sure that you are here at the time that it starts for next Thursday. So, okay, so one of my European friends, let me know, when does your clock change? Is it the same time or no? Yeah, Lori says the clock changes for the US. When does it change in other places in the world? Because we have friends all over the world now. Someone will have to fill me in there. So, check the time. Check the time for next week. That's the bottom line, friends. Check the time for next week. Lori says that in Europe the clocks change on March 30th. Oh, we got a couple weeks when we're off, huh? Okay, all right. Thank you for that. That tip. We always kind of forget that. So, yes, clocks are changing here. It's going to be off by an hour for my European friends. And yeah, European friends. And then we'll all sync back up after March 30th. That'll be the plan, right? That's the plan. Okay. So next Thursday, I'm going to be right back here. I'm not sure what time it'll be for you. You sort that. You're smart people. Sort that out. Mark your calendars. Next week, I think, friends, it's just me next week. I don't be too disappointed. I don't have a guest lined up for next week, so it'll just be us. I'll show you what's happening on the Loom. We'll see. We'll see what's happening on the Loom. I don't know yet. It'll be a surprise for all of us. Dun, dun, dun. Mark your calendars. You know what your homework is for between now and then, right? Do something creative just for you, friends. Just for you. Just a little 10-minute something. All right. Thank you again for joining me. A huge thank you to Natalie Drummond for being a wonderful guest. And we got to see her space and hear about her and all the amazing things she's doing. She's really just awesome. So mark your calendars. I'll see you next Thursday for more Live at the Loom. Happy weaving.